A very good afternoon. My name is Eunice Mutua, and this is Younib TV News at 1. And now, coming up this hour are major developments in the unfortunate murder of Father Alois Cheriot-Bet. Political and religious leaders continue calling for justice. Plus, we have the latest on Juja MP George Koimburi, who was found dumped yesterday after allegedly being abducted. Stay with us as we bring you all the details right here, but before that, here are our top stories.
Sasa niko na deputy huyu anaelewa barabara, anajua stima, anajua mpango ya serikali ya SHA.
He has lost his voice, and the doctors are working round the clock to restore his vocal cords. Some chemical was administered through inhalation.
When he came, his consciousness was reduced and he had difficulty in breathing. And on examination, his chest was full of water, especially on the right side, which usually showed that he had aspirated.
They have crossed all the boundaries, and they have struck the place where everybody runs for safety when there is insecurity in Kerio Valley.
This panel is tasked with a very critical role from where I sit. And your functions and your mandate is cut out. You are to provide us with expert advice on
There is still increasing pressure on the government to find and bring charges against those who killed Father Alois Cheriot-Bet. Religious and political leaders came together during a sad requiem mass at Sacred Hearts Church in Eldoret City to demand prompt and decisive action to guarantee that justice is done.
They have crossed all the boundaries, and they have struck the place where everybody runs for safety when there is insecurity in Kerio Valley. I beg to tell our government that if no serious action will be taken against this crime, then just know that they will now know and they will have the courage to slaughter the church ministers like gods.
Our people have suffered so much, and by the life, or with the life of these priests, we are all saying that let this be the end of the violence we are seeing in Kerio Valley.
I have been disturbed, I have never slept.
Contrast.
I am still disturbed, and I want to tell you that it was not done by the entire Marakwet community or the entire Marakwet county.
Kithure Kindiki, President William Ruto's deputy, has been commended by the president for his dedication to helping him bring the nation together. Speaking at the Wildlife Compensation Fund opening in Meru, President Ruto stated that his deputy, in contrast to his previous deputy, is familiar with how the government operates and has already traveled throughout the nation to assist with government programs.
Sasa niko na deputy huyu anaelewa barabara, anajua stima, anajua mpango ya serikali ya SHA, ni mtu mwadilifu. That is how we are going to change Kenya. Ni mnanielewa? Yes. Ananisaidia kusukuma hii gurudumu. Mumemuona sehemu mbalimbali. akisukuma gurudumu ya Kenya. I am very proud that I have a deputy who understands government, who understands what we are doing in agriculture, who understands what we are doing in infrastructure, who understands what we are doing in education, who understands what we are doing in health, and is supportive to the ministers and to me to make sure that Kenya is going forward. Sio mtu ya kisirani, sio mtu ya hasira, sio mtu ya chuki, sio mtu ya ukabila, ni mtu anaelewa Deputy President si mtu ya Meru. Deputy President ni wa Republic of Kenya.
Juja Member of Parliament George Koimburi was discovered yesterday, tortured and abandoned in a coffee farm in Kiambu County's Kibichoi, Githunguri, after he was allegedly kidnapped on Saturday. Karen Hospital admitted the legislator for medical care. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has criticized the act, even while police officials deny any participation and maintain that investigations are still ongoing.
He has lost his voice, and the doctors are working round the clock to restore his vocal cords. Some chemical was administered through inhalation, and the doctors have told us that preliminary investigations confirm that chemical has interfered with his vocal cords. William Ruto has become intolerant. He cannot take criticism. And the reality of one term is slowly sinking into him, that has sent him into serious desperation, that he has now formed a killer squad. The one-term movement is unstoppable, and there is nothing the president can do. He can kill these leaders, he can abduct them, he can torture them, but he cannot do that to all the people of Kenya.
Members of Tanzania's National Assembly have defended President Samia Suluhu Hassan in the recent standoff over alleged attempted interference by Kenyan political and human rights activists in Tanzania, calling the latest action by lobby groups an export of activism intended to cause chaos and instability. The MPs demanded more stringent security checks for anyone entering the nation.
Sisi Tanzania hatuna cha kujifunza Kenya. Hatuna hata kimoja cha kujifunza. Tunawazidi siasa, tunawazidi akili, tunawazidi kila kitu. Na wala swala la Kiingereza sisi sio kipaumbele. Hatuna ugomvi na Wakenya wa kawaida. Tuna ugomvi na wanaharakati. Hata hao Kenya, baadhi ya wanaharakati wanaojaribu kufikiri kwamba hili taifa ni la ovyo, walipoanza kuchinjana miaka michache iliyopita, ni taifa hili lilikwenda Kenya likarudisha umoja, amani na mshikamano.
Gen Z wa Kenya wamejitolea, lakini anachora kwamba Gen Z wa Tanzania wamelala. Tunataka tuambie vijana wetu wamejengwa katika misingi ya baba zao, like father like son. Tumewafundisha vijana wetu uzalendo, ujasiri, uhodari, na tumewafundisha pia kutafuta fedha, si kwa kutukana watu, kuuza maneno kwenye mitandao.
Kubwa kuliko yote ni kemea tabia mbaya ambayo watu wanaichukua AI, wanaenda kuleta michezo ya ajabu, wanachora mapicha si mazuri kwa ajili ya kufanya bullying kwa rais wetu Samia Suluhu Hassan. Kama mjumbe wa kamati ya ulinzi na usalama, ninakataa na ninakemea kitendo hiki kwa sababu hakikubaliki.
Rais Samia hapingi wanaharakati, anapinga kuingiliwa na wanaharakati. Hapingi wanaharakati, amesema anapinga upotoshaji na kuingiliwa kwa wanaharakati. Tunawaonya sana wanaharakati wanaofikiri ya kwamba taifa hili ni choo, kila mtu anaweza kwenda kujisaidia na kutoka. Nataka niwaambie, hakuna kiumbe chochote kitaweza kuligawa taifa hili. Hili ni onyo kutoka kwa Watanzania. Ninatoa onyo kwa vibaraka wanaokubali kutumika.
We are going for a short break and we'll be back with more. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Strong and enormous waves along the coast caused a boat to capsize, leaving 7 passengers rescued and 2 others missing after they ventured into the Indian Ocean in Kilifi. One was pulled out of the sea in the Madhuba district of Mombasa County, while 6 were saved in Lamu. Leaders are advising citizens to pay attention to warnings as the high tides and choppy sea conditions continue.
When he came, his consciousness was reduced and he had difficulty in breathing. And on examination, his chest was full of water, especially on the right side, which usually showed that he had aspirated. Aspiration means when he vomits and then it just goes back to the lungs. So immediately we stabilized him. His airway was clear. We did some suctioning and he managed to remove the extra fluid that was covering his airway. We put him on oxygen.
One thing ambayo imesaidia ni kutapika. Wajua maji, mtu akinywa maji mengi akiingia anaingia kwa lungs. Yakiingia kwa lungs most of the time ndio mtu anaaga kwa sababu lungs unajua ni za upepo, si za kutia maji ndani. Akafanywa x-ray, ikaja x-ray chini kaona kifua kiko kizima.
Lakini ikiwa tutaona ya kwa hakuna mwelekeo mwema kwa haya mambo kuweza kutulia, itakuwa hatuna budi isipokuwa kuweza kuendeleza watu kutoingia kesho pia vile vile.
Can destroy property, it can also destroy human life, and it also minimizes you from carrying out your economic activities. It means you will be, the way we have issued a warning, you will stay at home, your activities will not go on. So we are trying to protect property and the lives of people carrying out their economic activities within the shore and the ocean.
It's a precaution to all of us, especially here in Madhuba, ndo huwa kuna incident nyingi zinafanyika concerning na watu wa kudrone. Kama kutakuwa na kitu yoyote ambayo inatuhamasisha tusifike baharini kwa sababu moja ama mbili zisizoepukika, kindly tusifike. Kwa sababu hii bahari ndo huwa iko na shida nyingi sana, watu wengi wana drone hapa.
To direct the Social Health Insurance SHA program's execution, the Ministry of Health established the Benefits Package and Tariffs Advisory Panel. Through a just and fiscally viable system, the panel would guarantee that Kenyans obtain high-quality healthcare services. Speaking at the launch, Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale pledged that the nation's healthcare system will be both financially sustainable and equitable.
This panel is tasked with a very critical role from where I sit. And your functions and your mandate is cut out. You are to provide us with expert advice on the design and the review of benefit package and tariffs under our social health insurance framework. The benefits and package and tariff must be evidence-based. It must reflect equity. It must be financially sustainable. It will recommend the design, the review, and the updating of benefits package through health technology assessment process. Number 2, this panel will review and update tariffs to ensure cost effectiveness and its affordability. Number 3, this panel will help us to identify essential health interventions that are currently unavailable in Kenya, but should be of priority.
Now on to sports. Sports Cabinet Secretary Salim Mvurya has dispelled claims that Kenya is not ready to host the 2025 African Nation Championship that is set to take place in August. Mvurya was speaking on Monday in Homa Bay County, where he handed over the Raila Odinga Stadium to the Madaraka Day Celebrations Committee. Currently, none of the match venues in the capital are 100% complete, with less than 3 months to the tournament.
We had a meeting with the team from CAF on Friday because it is normal for CAF to do inspection until the final day in July. And in the discussions and in the report, Kenya is ready to host CHAN. And therefore, any reports, social media or otherwise, should be ignored.
And maybe the other conversation we should have is Nyayo Stadium a facility that can host another Harambee Stars game?
We shall go back to ensure that we erect all the barriers that are necessary not to allow fans to invade the pitch. I saw that video and I saw a Kenyan man dancing with a Gabonese guy on the pitch, which was wrong.
We have invested a lot of money in our infrastructure in Kasarani, in Nyayo. We have already paid 1.6 billion hosting fee, and therefore all the other processes are normal processes to ensure that we are in tandem with the progress of making sure that Kenya hosts CHAN.
That's all for your 1 p.m. news update. I am Eunice Mutua, and thank you for joining us and always choosing Younib TV. Be sure to stay tuned for more shows and programs throughout the day, and also visit our social media platforms, Younib Media TV on Facebook, Younib_TV on Instagram, and Younib Media TV on YouTube. And also, there's a number that is always on your screen, 0719 144 144 for exclusive content. Have a great afternoon.